In this video, I want to talk about the breach leak mechanic. How does the mechanic work? You have to walk through the hand that you see on the ground, looks like this, and the encounter will start. Monsters will spawn around you. Clear everything as soon as possible. Sometimes a breach boss will spawn. It is always recommended that you kill him since he is dropping splinters. I would recommend that during the encounter you open the hands that you see on the ground, because they are dropping breach splinters as well. When you collect, for example, 100 all Natal breach splinters, you can make a Breachstone out of them. How can I get the mechanic on my map? Sometimes through the map device. It's always depending if the map device has it or not. This varies from league to league. Scarabs, sextants, and from a map enchantment from Inlet Flat. If you are taking scarabs, I would always recommend that you are using at least gilded breach scarabs. What sextants should you use? You should use either breaches in your maps belong to Eula, or breaches in your maps belong to Ul Natal. It is always depends on you, how much money you have. What Atlas passives should you take? You should take all these small nodes that come before probing for weakness and call of Kshesh Ula. Sorry for my pronunciation if I pronounced that wrong. Why? Because they are giving you a 10% increased quantity of breach splinters found in breach hands in your maps, which is very, very good. The first big Atlas passive that you should take is Gatekeepers. Breaches in your maps have 70% increased chance to contain a boss. Breach bosses in your maps drop double breach splinters. If you are not using the sextants, I would highly recommend that you use the Ol Natal small passive node here and the Chayula passive node here. The next big Atlas passive node that you should take is Within Their Grasp. Breach bosses defeated in your maps have 8% chance to drop a Breachstone. Breachstones dropped by breach bosses in your maps have 9% chance to be charged. Breachstones dropped by breach bosses in your maps have 3% chance to be enriched. And breachstones dropped by breach bosses in your maps have 1% chance to be pure. The last big Atlas passive that you should take is Flash Breach. Breaches in your maps have 20% increased monster density. Breaches in your maps have 20% increased area of effect. And breaches in your maps open and close 50% faster. Okay, let me quickly talk about the rings. Some of these rings can be valuable, but they are very, very rare. But there is a vendor recipe that requires you to trade in 60 breach rings to get a grasping mail. Upon creating this body armor, the vendor recipe will also create 1 to 3 unique mods on the item. These mods cannot be recrafted on the item by using a chaos orb. The eye level of the armor is based on the eye level of the rings that you used for it. Okay, enough theory talk, let me show you some actual gameplay. I will demonstrate the mechanic in a map, and I will also run a Breachstone.
not before. When I'm ready and not before.